myself
lot
into
of cool
human
shit.
food.
Yeah, I got plenty of clothes.
Well, the cool part
And the
about
2Xs
getting the
are what I
ornaments
like to
is
wear. These
that
are a little
you
bit
put it on the
back
tree
there,
every
but
year.
I still
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no,
it.
I would like to do that. Actually,
Right.
you know, I hit you up. I'm like, what do I need
I'm
to
all
bring? And
right
I
here.
realized that I already
Yeah,
contacted
you're
Kathy
right.
about
Because
it.
you're probably not big.
It's like, oops,
Like,
No,
right.
this is
right.
a
See, I was as high as
because I was thinking there's got to be something. She's
Yeah.
I just got
got
26.
some of my mom's stuff and some of my old
These are 40s
Right.
and they fall off
that
of
stuff
me.
never made it over to Karen.
Yeah.
And
But
the
I-
Christmas ornaments and there's
I wear them long.
Are you recording? That'd be that'd be cool for me.
It's supposed to be stealthy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, idea for Epic Test Kitchen. I'm gonna have people send me Pinterest ideas that are, because you see they're stupid sometimes. Like
Everything
make
about Pinterest.
Right, make a candy bar out of ground up butterscotch candies or something like that.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
awesome.
And then whatever they send me, I'll try to do them, and then I'll speed them up to where they're still 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minute segments.
Benny Hill style.
Yeah, and then idea 2.
It's like,
I need to be
It's
heard.
going to be the kids' dance interpretation of 80s
My
hip-hop.
blood sugar's high.
Like Drop the Bomb on Me, Ice Ice Baby. And they're going to dance to the video, but all we're going to see is them dancing to it.
That's the
video.
Test Kitchen.
No, this is going to be a separate
Okay,
spin-off thing.
that was the only thing that gave me
For post-production.
Sounds like a great idea.
Because today they were dancing to one, and I'm like, he cracks me up because he can mimic a video.
I think there's a lot of potential there.
There is. And
There-
the kids
now-
like to try to copy him.
And that's that's what I was talking about product, a viral product that'll take
Yeah.
off.
Those two
Stuff-
things. And we had
Stuff
some
like
good,
that can drag people in a little
we
bit.
had some good feedback on the Epic Test Kitchen from some people that we didn't even know watched the show.
right.
And so I was like, well, I guess I'll just call this a mid-season break or something like Walking Dead, and I'll bring it back in
That's
January.
right. That's right.
I'll film a commercial to do Pinterest, and
Well, generally too, the shorter the video, the more it's going to get seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that, but so you can't really do a lot of. But
if I
get
do
it
a long
done.
drawn out one,
Yeah.
it's like 4 times and 8 times the speed for certain segments, then I can cut it all down, you know. But there's some really funny, hilarious stuff on Pinterest, but as a food science geek, I don't think it'll work. So I think it'd be fun to do.
I just
People
think
that
the
share
whole
them like
Pinterest thing
crazy.
is hilarious.
They become viral. You know, there's all of a sudden there's Pinterest all over the place,
right.
and you're going, that'd never work. I'm looking at them, reading them, going, that won't work. You know, one of them was crunching up butterscotch candies and melting them on top of graham crackers,
Pinterest struck me as a woman's
and then smearing
Food
chocolate chips
Facebook.
on them, and it becomes a Heath bar.
art.
Really?
No, like
So they're
Women's
showing
Day.
pictures.
I say we call it Factor Crafts.
Lifetime.
There we go. Epic Test
Kind
Kitchen
of
Cracker
crafty,
Crap.
yeah.
Mythbusters.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
That's right.
Old school. Go make me a sandwich.
Something for first grade art teachers is kind of what there weren't enough in one area, so they had to develop that website for first grade art
Pinterest?
teachers. Yeah, so they could talk to each other.
You can find anything on
Like,
Pinterest now.
like a Mrs. Gregory type of.
Okay, but what do you predominantly find on Pinterest?
I think
Crafts.
Crafts and food.
Crafts and food.
Yeah.
So
So
occasionally you'll see the
Mrs.
tattoo
Gregory.
one or something like that, you know.
it's like Woman's Day or some 1970s. Get your ass back in the kitchen.
Well, wouldn't that be fun? We could create a graph and see how many. Not that anybody will interact with the show anyway, so I'll probably be picking my own randomly.
No,
But
no.
let's see how many are guys submitted and girls submitted, so we can see the interaction between Pinterest between genders too. Would be kind of fun to look at.
I have never been on Pinterest in my entire life.
But does
When
it
it
show up
first
in your
came out,
newsfeed?
I went over to see what it was. I was like, you
Do they
guys-
show up in your newsfeed though?
Only on
From your
Facebook.
friends.
Well, from Facebook.
And have you ever shared one or went, oh, that's
No.
a neat idea?
well, what happened?
You know
was-
what though? My daughter, anytime she needs a hairstyle, she's like all about the Pinterest. And then
Really?
Well,
My wife
along these
reproduces
lines,
it.
with the video, the test kitchen, the Pinterest stuff, and you can get in on this too. I think, doing the shorter pre-produced videos
Oh, well, right.
and throwing stuff out there, just comedy stuff, that's what's going to get people paying attention to Epic Coffee Time. Well, you just need to offer them
Hey, I
something.
gotta take this knife. Hello?
Alice.
I mean, I want to see them take the whole.
Dallas's restaurant.
it was the Sprint. The Sprint phone lines are ringing.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy crap.
Man, I feel like I'm in
Another
like
58
total.
cents.
I am in total sensory overload tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got that going. I got this, and then the phone, and then I'm like, oh,
I'm trying to listen to Dave. I don't even know what he's been talking about for the last 2 minutes because everything's been swimming.
And, right, and I thought I was giving myself a hand job, and turns out it wasn't me.
It wasn't
Are
me.
you happy now?
More than I care.
I'm like, I can't feel a thing.
Well,
It
whenever
must
we
just
get
be-
to a point, I do want to discuss some business. It doesn't have to be now; it can be when we're done. Just a couple
Yeah.
things. I mean, but along those lines, mainly making plans for. We got a few different irons in the fire for doing Christmas families and stuff. Kim and I were talking about it earlier. We've already done some stuff for some people. We got, especially you and Steve, I need your feedback on like the Sims and the Milkies and the Scrogginses, and we got Don's kind of suffering a little bit too. I took care of him today, but
I should be able to finalize all that.
but then I want this is your deal, but I like what we're doing with the pre-produced stuff, and I like that we're offering some stuff, and I want to really put some seriousness into Fade to Black as a community organization too, but keeping it coupled with, here's the funny side, Epic Coffee Time, here's the serious side, Fade to Black, but we're all one entity or something.
Wow, these are all conversations that we've had outside the council.
Yeah. Well, and it's stuff that
It's good.
we talked about, and
We
now
have a
that,
thread where we were talking about all this stuff.
but I think the other part of that is having Dave healthy enough,
Right.
to get engaged and get involved in that stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm engaged now. I mean,
I
I
think that
let
was-
it go, but
Well, I think that was the biggest part,
Well,
was we didn't want to
And I don't
push.
think
We
it was
didn't
ever
want to
you letting
push.
it go. I think we were still kind of just sitting around having funny times, hanging out with you. You know what
I see the potential now. I didn't see the potential
Yeah.
all along. Okay, I mean, I thought it was a nice gesture and all that stuff, but I see
Once I saw how
it's
fast
just going to
we could-
be it's slow. It's
Once
just
I saw
really
how fast
slow.
we could mobilize, even just chatting on Facebook, which we were using, stupid, and how fast we mobilized the concert event being turned into a donation, and then the trivia event.
Right,
that
right,
happened
right.
in seconds.
Right, and that part
And
is
it was
great.
not thinking about it or overthinking about it, and we saw the potential in being able to continue to do so. And
Yeah.
then the turkey dinner.
But also, what hit me too is you almost really don't want to be an overnight success. It takes some time.
I get that.
And I see it happening. It's aggravatingly slow. I mean, you want to get that one thing that makes somebody talk to somebody else and say, check this shit out. What the hell?
Right.
And it could be an 80s video with the kids sing along. It could be something you come up with. It could be anything, and I'll hook somebody in and say, what the fuck is Epic Coffee Time? What's going on here?
Right, exactly. And I think we've hit here and
You're
there,
still
like
going to
you
get the
said.
wrong people going, oh. But somebody will be like, oh, they're doing a lot of stuff here.
Like the Sinclair guy. Hey, quit trying to have a
Oh
sense
my
of humor.
God.
I want to have a serious conversation.
That whole thing came from, he bought 3 of my comic books. That's the whole thing, and it turns out his brother's got cancer. But when I friended him, I looked at his page, and it's like ultra Republican, conservative, Nazi, KKK. I'm like,
Thanks, Mitt Romney's the president.
So, and he's been real quiet, and then all of a sudden he's like, dude, I just said white people problems. What the hell, man?
But then he
Well, it
wanted
was,
to act like he
white
was-
people problems. I'd never really heard it put that way yet.
Right.
I always
Yeah,
heard
first world problems,
Right.
I like
knew
white
what he
people
meant.
problems better.
I knew what he meant.
Oh,
when he
and
said
you
it. He
sucked
wasn't-
me in. You sucked me in, and then it was like, then the bear trap. Be careful. And I was like, slap.
You know, and after a while I'm like,
And then
you
you
guys
tried to
are
divert
just
it back.
I tried.
you guys are just arguing, and Byford's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then Brian
What
says,
happened to black
says everything I wanted to say and then some, and
Right.
makes it sound good. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Well, and I was just running with you. You know how, I mean, we and I
Right,
get going.
right,
We just start
right.
running. And, yeah.
All this was, I was sitting there working out on a stationary bike and watching somebody talk about fat shaming, and I'm like, yeah, Really? Fat
I go
shaming?
through fat shaming every time I look in the mirror naked. You know, I mean, let's talk about fat shaming. I mean, nobody else has to do it for me.
It's just
I've
one of
never
those
felt guilty
moments
about
where
it.
you're like,
I appreciate it.
Hey, the awkward one is the mirror to the side of the toilet when you're sitting down pooping, and you're like over and you're like, man, I look like that pooping. Good Lord.
I hope I don't have to do that in public.
Could you imagine if there was no stall?
every time you want to feel better about pooping, just think about dogs out in the yard. You
Yeah.
never look very.
I was good.
Yeah. I'm sure.
You gotta think.
Now look, hey, by the time I look to the side to look, though, I'm not making a face anymore, so who knows what the face is.
Are you doing the?
Yeah, everyone's already, and everyone that's in the bathroom's passed out, so they're not looking.
No, I got a little Chiweenie dog. So when he goes out to take a crap, it looks like a little Cornish hen.
Right.
He's got his head tucked, and his legs are all pulled up.
Is he ready to tuck and roll?
Get the BB gun, the neighbor's chickens are out again.
It's like the
That's the biggest squirrel I've ever seen.
old cartoons where the guy's real hungry, you know, and all of a sudden the dog turns into a Cornish hen. Now I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to go cook.
Point. Look, there's a fully cooked chicken there.
So did we start?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
started
Yeah,
a while
we've been
ago.
rolling for a while.
He's doing exactly what he needs
We're trying
to
to
do.
come up with a talk show now. So
Oh,
it's just
right.
silly.
Yeah, I guess it's a good thing I wasn't talking bad about my wife.
Yeah, dude, I kind of noticed when you weren't here, like the first 10 minutes of the show might have been talking bad about it.
Hey, you got one.
Hey,
We have 2 viewers. You don't know if one of them is your wife.
That just kind of
It went a little crazy, didn't it?
that just kind of happened. It just next thing we know we're into it. I don't know what happened.
Me neither. It might have been the coffee. It was our first time having Mexican coffee.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh,
It's
that's
Mexican coffee.
true too.
And
Are
it
we
was
having
sugar
it
free.
tonight?
We are having it tonight.
Oh.
I'm sitting there and somebody says something
Rescue
about Dan
Mission
not
Coffee.
being here.
Rescue
Next thing I
Mission
know,
Coffee.
here's Stick Figure Dan. I got the whip application now. I don't know what happened.
Oh, we found a whip.
15 minutes later, I was on the floor in the living room and the kids were sitting on my
I should have bought it. It was only
dumping
$2.
crap all over my hair.
The
Well,
whip
it's
that
off
we
the
found
mail.
at Goodwill, and it was like a little kid's toy whip. Whenever you did it, it started playing the Indiana Jones theme song.
Oh, nice.
We needed that. It was at Goodwill.
Instead of your
I got
phone.
one with the theme song on it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Were you continually playing that on your phone, or was that?
Oh, yeah, he still has it for his
Yeah.
text.
Oh, yeah. My wife's text message is a... So she texted
And it actually
me.
was going off in the middle of the show.
Oh, okay, that's why I caught it. That, I wasn't paying that.
But Dave,
Right.
he has the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tried downloading the app, but it was like some virus-ridden adware thing.
Oh, this is yeah. I'll get you the link.
He's all right. Everybody's got his nude photos from Mexico now, so no big deal. You look like Steve pooping.
I don't know. I probably don't make a face. But I do know I can't have shoes on when I poop. Kind of
like George Costanza. He couldn't,
I have
he
to
couldn't
take
poop
off
with
my
a shirt on.
shoes. If they're on, I have to like kick them off.
So if you're like at the
guy
pump
who
house,
couldn't.
Well, I don't have to go anywhere else. I always go at home.
oh really? You have PIPS, poop in public,
No,
poop
but-
in public syndrome.
No, but like if I worked at Applebee's, I had to go before we opened for
Oh
sure.
man,
Is that an actual thing?
But I had to,
I made it up.
I didn't have to take off my shoes at
pretty
Applebee's, but I had to
quick
take
with
off
that.
my chef's coat, which is probably good.
that's probably a good idea.
Of course, you don't wear an apron into a bathroom. So.
Right.
But then it's just here that I take off my shoes. I've never went poop at Dan's house, or Dave's, or yours yet. I'm gonna go in your backyard.
It's odd going pooping
That's
in
all right,
other
my
people's
dog.
houses, though, isn't it?
What?
It's odd pooping in other people's houses.
You go really fast.
Right.
You're like you want to hurry up and get out of there.
I went.
But you hold it to the last minute.
Yeah.
It's like the prairie dog's going. And you're like,
yeah, I can't.
shut up,
go.
man.
I can't.
Turtle
wait, I
heads.
gotta go.
Turtle heads.
Yeah. I went to a buddy's house one time and totally wrecked their sewer system. I was the last. I was the cork.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that was
Thanksgiving?
They had to they had to redo from the yard all the way out to the street.
And it wasn't your fault.
Were
you
you
were
like-
the last one.
I was the last
Were
one.
you like right out the door? See,
Yeah.
I gotta leave. Bye, guys. Do not
What
go
about you,
in
Dominic?
there.
You go poop at school?
Uncle Pete.
You don't even know if they have toilet paper at Lucid Park.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
dude,
It's John Wayne
you
toilet
do
paper.
not
everybody.
want to.
Oh, man.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's rough, tough. Don't take crap
You
off
do not want to
nobody.
go in the school.
I was surprised.
I would
I've had to
do it.
blow my nose at Pump House before. They have good.
Probably
two-ply.
give you really. I
Back
think
in
give
the
you a
kid days,
nosebleed.
they didn't have stall doors on a lot of
I've
them.
never even used the
They
bathroom.
take them out because kids used to smoke.
I've
It's
never
not
even
bad. I
where
think
went
it's
to
clean for a bar.
school. You
bathroom,
didn't
but
go
it's
unless you
not.
were just dying.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
It's not bad.
I wouldn't
You
eat
guys
it.
always got
No.
stall doors.
No. There's a kid I know. He eats his breakfast. He'll eat his breakfast while he's sitting on the pot just to save time.
How can you do that though? Because at some point your
Stop
sense
stopping.
of smell,
Well, and
your sense of smell would take over, right?
not him. I asked him if he just swings it around and uses the top of the bowl. as a
Especially if
table.
you're the
Well, yeah, we talked about that because
Yeah.
could you poop facing that direction? Have you
I
ever tried?
think you.
Butters does.
Oh, I don't know. I've never. No, look at me. I've never tried.
Butters thinks it's a little dead.
There's a wall
Could
there.
they poop that way? Could you poop the other
Could
way?
you poop that way?
I could try.
Well, we don't.
Well, nah, I don't want us to know. That's
Yeah,
creepy.
I mean, not right now.
and weird. But we're not going to video.
Butters
it.
Butters does it because he thinks it's a little desk on the back, and he gets his homework done on it.
There you go.
That's
Resource.
interesting.
Where is this show going?
I
know,
know, right in the
down and
Right in the toilet.
Down the
Kinda
toilet.
cute.
You know what?
Too late.
Dominic talked about Butters like it was a person that was real.
Right.
Well, Butters does it.
Only episode with Butters.
Butters isn't real?
The only episode of Butters that I've ever seen was when he was playing private investigator, and he went and found his dad at the massage parlor, and then his mom locked him and his little brother in the car and pushed him into the lake. The only Butters episode I've ever seen.
Nice. I have
Good family, wholesome show.
No idea.
no idea. No
Really?
clue. No. And you guys think that I pull my comedy from such things, and I really don't. It's just,
No, we have no idea where
We
your
were like,
comedy
yeah,
comes
comedy.
from.
We don't even use the word comedy.
We didn't think it came from anywhere funny, though. We knew it came from somewhere,
Yeah.
but not an actual
Right.
comedic enterprise.
That's why we always say head writer Dan Pyle.
Great idea. Hope
He's
somebody develops it.
he's the reason I have frosting smeared on my head.
And
This is comedy.
Hope he didn't watch South Park.
Put a nipple on your forehead.
Yeah.
Now I want you to say Heidi Ho.
Okay. Now that we've wrecked
Speaking of that, though, the
Right.
wholesome would be good.
Dang near killed him.
Now that we've said rectum,
we're officially into it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Let me ask you something. Go ahead.
I wanted to start the show when we came in. The original idea was, to start the show, I guess, at Dave's start time, which was 8:00, instead of my start time, which was 7:38, which we were late for that too, I think. But
Well, I thought everybody was going to be late.
I was
That's
going to be
why-
late and plans changed last
Okay.
minute.
I was just trying to... Nobody expects the show to start on time, so...
no,
It'll get there.
the eagerly
But
anticipated.
That's
Should.
what he's going to talk about tonight. We're going to get the smackdown.
You
well, I mean, I think part of whatever can happen is that it starts whether it's just two people or not.
Right.
We're going to tighten
We're getting
the
good.
screws
We're getting
one way
good
or
at
another.
just talking now. It feels like maybe it's because we were.
all apprehensive. Is that camera on?
Right.
Because I'll shut up.
Sure you will.
Anyway, so what I wanted to start the show with was Dave had some very interesting happenings the last couple days. So I kind of wanted him to start, and then we'd start this whole festive holiday season
Happy
off
Festivus
with
for the rest.
some good
I
news.
also have some great Christmas gift ideas, too, for the person that has everything.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, we talked
I've
about
got that.
that. I was looking forward to that.
You guys are going to crack up because you would have thought that we planned with one of the gifts that I've got. You would have
Really?
thought that we planned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to hear that.
Nice.
Alright, so
And so, Dave, we're going to be as quiet as we can.
We should have like a pipe.
Well,
Prop
it's
whenever
not.
you
It's
start
not a
to, like, not
real
very-
big deal.
Get an ascot.
I need that real long microphone thing.
Yeah.
Just know.
No, have one of the boom.
Like the
mics.
Bert Convy? Like the old Bert Convy kind of mic?
we got
I
a
was thinking Larry
boom.
Mike
Douglas.
Douglas, too.
You remember? He
Exactly.
put it when he's talking to you. He's always in the wrong
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah, didn't Stuttering John try that gag too?
I think so. After
You didn't
Butters.
like him?
I was mixed about Stuttering John.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Larry Bud Melvin was the first.
Yeah.
I like Art Calvert, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So just some good medical news. It looks like the first bout of radiation worked, and out of my 4 tumors, 2 of them have they've gotten so small they can't be seen. I'm sure they're still there.
So
Another
they're penis-sized tumors.
yeah, actually my penis size. So, and the remaining 2 tumors have shrunk quite a bit, and they're going to do another procedure on me in a couple weeks, and hopefully that'll be it for a while.
And the next procedure is using a lightsaber.
No, he's going to see Pink Floyd's laser show.
Oh, right.
Either way, it sounds a lot cooler than it is.
You know, I've got a lightsaber at home and a Darth Vader
He
helmet.
would.
I got
We can work this through.
I got my own Darth